All right, Mike, catch us up, first of all, because there were so many investigations going on. But this one seemed to relate directly to the alleged cost overruns and whether there was something, I guess, potentially criminal in them?
Well, not criminal in the buildings themselves, but what happened was Jay Powell went up for his semi-annual testimony before the Senate Banking Committee, and they asked him about this, and his answer was somewhat non-committal. And the president decided, or Jeanine Pirro decided, the U.S. Attorney for Washington, that he had lied about something to do with the buildings. And the entire committee, including the chairman, Chairman Tim Scott of South Carolina, said no, he didn't lie. But the administration wanted to pursue this. So Jeanine Pirro sent in subpoenas to the Fed, asking them for information and background information on all of this. The Fed fought back and filed a request to have the subpoenas quashed, which is apparently what has happened now. The question is, and we're waiting for Jeanine Pirro to hold a news conference, will she try again, or will she say, that's it? Because if she says, that's it, we're not going to do anything more, we're going to dismiss all of this, then that means Kevin Warsh can be confirmed as Fed chair, because the hold that's been placed on it would go away.
Yeah, and just to recap again, we're talking about headlines that we're getting from NBC right now that a judge has blocked the subpoenas against Fed Chair Jerome Powell, citing, quote, essentially zero evidence on Powell. So to pick up on what you were saying, I mean, you think about Republican Tom Tillis. He is a member of the Senate Banking Committee. He was one of the ones who had vocally vowed to hold a confirmation of any Fed nominee, regardless of who it was, until we saw some of this resolved.
Because Tillis said there was no crime committed, that Powell did not lie in any way, and this was just a vengeance effort by the administration. And he said, no matter whether he's a Republican or a Democrat or whatever, I'm not going to vote for anybody because this needs to be cleared up. This needs to be gotten out of the way. And so it appears, if Pirro is not going to chase this some other way, that this will remove that impediment, that Tillis will be able to say, okay, now I will vote for Warsh. He did meet with Warsh this week and put out a statement saying he was very impressed with him. He can't wait to vote for him. He just wouldn't until this is done.
Now, just going back to January when we did first find out this, and this was like a big letter sent out by some of the former Fed chairs, basically, also raising the questions about Fed independence. There are other, I guess, sort of inquiries, investigations into, I guess, what's going on with the Fed. Have they been resolved? I mean, the Supreme Court issue with regards to Lisa Cook, the president's power to actually remove Fed officials, has that all been resolved?
No, that's not been resolved. The Lisa Cook case has been argued in front of the Supreme Court. The court has not issued a decision. It is something that everybody's waiting for. But there's another case called the Slaughter case, which is about the chairman of the Federal Trade Commission, who the president also wanted to fire. And that gets all caught up in previous rulings about the Federal Trade Commission. And so there's a feeling that maybe what the Supreme Court is doing is waiting until they reach a decision on that case, and then they will fold Lisa Cook into it. We could get a decision on Lisa Cook at any time. And it is very important, because if the court decides that the president has unlimited power to fire people for really no cause, then the president could totally remake the Fed in his own image with people who would cut rates.